New colors, new chips, a new pencil. The iPad lineup for 2024 is getting a refresh with new models of iPad Air and iPad Pro that are going to help you do more things on a single device. My name is Drew Kozub, and I've been hands-on with both iPad Air and iPad Pro for about a week ahead of their on-sale date. So in this video, I'm going to be telling you about what's actually new about these different models, what's just different, and how that may or may not help out your workflow so you can decide whether it's worth upgrading. We're going to start off with iPad Air. Yep, there's two new colors, purple and blue, but there's a lot of differences. They're going to change the way that you work with iPad Air. The biggest new thing, literally, is the big new screen option. Previously, iPad Air was only available in an 11-inch size screen, but now there is a bigger 13-inch model, and I think this is going to help support different type of workflows. For me, as a video editor, it is really helpful to have a larger display so you can see your program window, your project window. So using iPad Air for video production, I think you're going to get a benefit with having that larger screen. Plus, iPad Air now has the M2 chip, which was just available on the previous version of iPad Pro. So some really powerful things you're going to be able to do with your new iPad Air. The camera position is a very welcome change. Previously, the camera used to be sitting in portrait orientation, so like if you had your iPad vertical, it made sense. Now they moved it to landscape, which is going to feel way more natural when you're doing video calls or Zoom calls or FaceTimes with your iPad. So those are the things that are actually like new. Let's talk about some things that are different or improved with iPad Air compared to the past generations. That M2 chip is going to be the most significant upgrade. It's the same chip that was working in the previous generation of iPad Pros, now moving its way down to the iPad Air lineup. It's going to make your iPad Air about 50% faster than the previous model, and everyday tasks like launching and multitasking between apps, playing video games, things are going to be smoother, faster, better, while still maintaining very good battery life, up to 10 hours with new iPad Air. They gave it a storage bump as well. Now the base storage level is doubled at 128 gigabytes, and you can max this thing out to 1 terabyte. The other big thing that got announced alongside iPad Air and iPad Pro was the new Apple Pro Pencil. If you don't already use Apple Pencil, I don't think this is going to be something that will change your mind and make you become a pencil person. However, if you are regularly using Apple Pencil for note-taking or sketching or whatever, there's a lot of cool new features. There's a new squeeze function, so you're able to squeeze the stylus, and that's going to pull up a menu with a whole bunch of different options, from changing pen tools to cycling through your undo history. And based on the app that you're in, that menu could look different because developers can make it work for the functions specific to their app. Barrel roll takes advantage of a new gyroscope within Apple Pencil, so you can twist and roll the Apple Pencil between your fingers, and that's going to adjust the angle of the tip of the pencil so you can create different effects. Apple Pencil Pro also has haptic feedback, so you're actually going to be able to feel certain things that are happening on the canvas underneath the pencil. For example, if you're selecting and moving parts of the artwork and snapping it into a new position somewhere else. Apple Pencil Pro also has Find My support, so if you're notorious for losing your Apple Pencil, it'll be easier to track down. If you already have the USB-C version of Apple Pencil, you can use it with iPad Air, but if you have the non-Pro Apple Pencil, it will not work with iPad Air. This is because they had to redesign the entire system that charges and magnetically attaches Apple Pencil Pro to the new iPad models because they are so thin. The previous system that works with the old Apple Pencil wouldn't have fit in the new iPads. And while we're talking about accessories, you can get a Magic Keyboard for both sizes of iPad Air. However, if you had your heart set on that slick new aluminum version, sorry, that's only available for iPad Pro. So let's shift gears and talk about that new iPad Pro. The most noticeable change between this and previous generations is how insanely thin iPad Pro now is. The 11-inch model of iPad Pro, very, very thin. 5.3 millimeters to be exact, and it weighs less than a pound. The 13-inch version spreads out the internal components even further, allowing this device to be even thinner at 5.1 millimeters. Apple says it is the thinnest product that they've ever released. Display size on iPad Pro hasn't changed. You still have an 11-inch and a 13-inch version, but the actual display is totally new with something that Apple is calling tandem OLED design, which uses two OLED panels to enhance the look of everything on the screen. You'll see more details in shadows, truer blacks, more vibrant and accurate colors. The Ultra Retina XDR display is just going to be an amazing tool for people who need a pro-grade monitor that also happens to be portable. And that new Magic Keyboard for iPad Pro is gorgeous. It's made from aluminum with a large trackpad that supports haptic feedback. Plus, they've added a full function row of keys, which could be helpful for you depending on your workflow. iPad Pro is the first device with the Apple M4 chip, which was necessary to power that new advanced display on the iPad Pro models. CPU speed is going to be 1.5 times faster than the previous gen iPad Pro. There's now 6 efficiency cores to keep apps running smoothly while drawing less power, so your battery is still going to last 10 hours even though iPad Pro could be doing more intense tasks. If you were to use iPad Pro for gaming, the experience would be amazing. Now, I don't actually think anyone's going to buy this specifically for gaming, but if you were going to buy iPad Pro anyway, your games are going to look real good on that. iPad Pro supports hardware-accelerated mesh shading and ray tracing, so those are things that would normally be only available on a dedicated gaming console or a high-end gaming PC. So when you pair that with the Ultra Retina XDR display, the way that light bounces off objects and water, it is stunning. iPad Pro, very beautiful device for gaming. iPad Pro also did some changes to the camera module. It has a 12 megapixel wide camera that can record in 4K at 60 frames per second. The idea being here that you could capture, edit, and view content all on one device. There's also a LiDAR scanner for AR and XR content, and a new ambient light sensor for automatically adjusting the screen brightness. Plus, they revamped the flash to enhance it for things like scanning documents, which could be handy if you're using iPad Pro to power your business. So, between iPad Air and iPad Pro, which is the one to go with? I mean, I think iPad Air is the most logical choice for most people. iPad Pro obviously is amazing and powerful, but unless you specifically need the capabilities of M4 chip because you're, I don't know, rendering CGI graphics for movies, I think iPad Air with M2 is going to be more than enough for everyday tasks, plus some more advanced production and design workflows as well. I think 2024 is going to be interesting for Apple and AI. At the time I'm recording this, it's a couple weeks before Worldwide Developers Conference, but with the iPad Air and the iPad Pro both having M-series chips with their powerful neural engines, which is what drives AI on Apple devices, I'll be very curious to know what sorts of things are going to be announced at Worldwide Developers Conference and how those are going to be rolling out and changing the way that we use iPad in the year ahead. My name is Drew Kozub. Hopefully you found this overview of the new iPad models helpful. If you did, please subscribe to my channel. You'll get more videos about tech, video games, and the different ways that you can use them in your everyday life. Thanks so much for watching.